Good evening, I'm Camelia, and this is KiniNews. Umno veteran Nazri Abdul Aziz has hit back at the party's youth chief Akmal Saleh. This was in response to Akmal's response to him yesterday. Nazri Abdul Aziz has described Umno Youth chief Dr Akmal Saleh as childish and low-minded. This was in response to Akmal's remarks on him. He told Malaysia Kini that Akmal's response to his statement shows a childish attitude and low-mindedness, as it did not address what he had said. Nazri pointed out that he had said that Akmal does not represent the Malays or UMNO itself, but Akmal had not countered his statement with facts and had instead resorted to calling him a bootlicker. He questioned if this was the kind of reaction expected from a youth chief. Nazri sarcastically added that if he was a bootlicker, Akmal would benefit and might even become a MACC government exco member. When asked today why he believed Akmal did not represent the majority voice of the Malays and Muslims, Nazri replied that this is as PAS had become the dominant party among Malay and Muslim voters. He said in Parliament, PAS holds far more Malay majority seats compared to UMNO, and that's why he said Akmal is not the majority voice. Previously, Akmal had told Nazri that if he wanted to be a bootlicker, he could go ahead, and reminded him that he is no longer in the US. Umno Youth Chief Dr Akmal Saleh has hit back at former Malaysian ambassador to the United States, Nazri Aziz. In a post on Facebook, he said the party's youth wing of today are not bootlickers. This was after the Padang Rengas UMNO Division Chief dismissed Akmal as a future prime ministerial candidate and said the youth leader did not represent the majority voice of the party. In his response, Akmal said that UMNO Youth has a duty to the country to protect Islam and the Malay race. He added that if Nazri wants to be a bootlicker, go ahead, but don't compare himself to them. He also asked if Nazri represents the majority of Malays. Akmal said maybe Nazri forgot that he is not in America anymore because his contract was not renewed. Akmal reminded him that he is in Malaysia, where the majority race is Malay and Islam is the federal religion. Yesterday, Malaysia Kini reported Nazri as saying that his focus upon his return from the US is on supporting Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and ensuring the PKR president will remain in Putrajaya after the 16th general election. Asked whether his concerns on the lack of a potential successor for Anwar extended to within UMNO, Nazri asked who they had and if it was Akmal. The MACC has reportedly seized more than 100 million ringgit in cash from a house belonging to an aide to Ismail Sabri Yaakob. MACC is looking into the source of the seized monies and whether there were any links to political funds. The MACC has reportedly seized more than 100 million ringgit in cash from a house belonging to an aide to Ismail Sabri Yaakob. This comes amid a dragnet that has swept up several of his former officers. According to the New Straits Times, the raid is part of a probe into claims of abuse of power and money laundering by the former Prime Minister's ex-staff. The New Straits Times cited a source as saying that the seized cash was kept in multiple bags and safes throughout the house. The MACC is reportedly looking into the source of the seized monies and whether there were any links to political funds. Yesterday, MACC Chief Azam Baki confirmed with Malaysia Kini that the probe was a continuation of investigations into the Keluarga Malaysia public relations campaign under the Ismail administration. This was after MACC remanded 4 of Ismail Sabri's ex-aides. Latifa Koya has challenged Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to secure his predecessor Najib Abdul Razak's release from prison. She said this when asked about Anwar's claim in December last year that several high-profile prosecutions in 2018 were rushed and tainted by venom and enmity.
Who is he saying? Who is the group or the person who is responsible to have carried such vendetta? Is he questioning the courts? How many judges sat and found Najib, for example, convicted? And if you're saying that it was a malicious prosecution, you have just undermined whatever decision to the very top level, the highest court. And if that is the case, then why give discount? Then why don't you free him? If you think that it was completely wrong and it was malicious, it was full of venom, then you should free the person. He's a victim. But it's neither this nor that. You gave a 50% discount and you created this whole addendum thing. And of course, we've still not resolved this issue of house arrest, We're not clear what's going to happen. So why halfway? It's either he's a victim or he's not. So why don't you just release Najib? I mean, I dare him to release Najib, since you say that it's full of venom, and who is he talking about? So it's a typical style of the Prime Minister to, waffle about on something which he can clearly answer.
Watch the full talk show on KiniTV's YouTube. If you'd like access to news like this and more, scan the QR code on the screen and subscribe to Malaysia Kini. Next, Sanusi has been acquitted in the sedition case over his remarks against the former Agong. The Shah Alam High Court has acquitted Kedah Menteri Besar Sanusi Mat Noor in the sedition case linked to his remarks against the former Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah. According to media reports, the court made the ruling today after the prosecution informed that they had accepted the accused's representation and decided to withdraw the criminal charge. While the prosecution sought a discharge not amounting to an acquittal, Sanusi's defense team applied for a discharge amounting to an acquittal. Judge Aslam Zainuddin allowed the defense team's application. According to the charge, Sanusi was accused of questioning if the then king had decreed that a coalition government be formed after the general election in November 2022. In December last year, Sanusi was also granted a full acquittal in a sedition case linked to the Selangor ruler after issuing an apology. DBKL has denied claims on a plan to remove the Chinese words from the Petaling Street entrance sign. Kuala Lumpur City Hall has denied that there is a proposal to remove Chinese characters from the Petaling Street entrance arc signboard. In a statement responding to media reports, DBKL stressed that these allegations are untrue. It said that the signage installed in the Petaling Street Hawker Centre area complies with the established guidelines and policies. DBKL also clarified that all decisions related to signage are based on the Federal Territory Advertisement Bylaws 1982, while also considering heritage, cultural aspects, and the needs of the local community. It said any changes to signage will undergo a thorough review process, and DBKL advises the public not to be influenced by these baseless allegations and to refer to DBKL for accurate information. Yesterday, it was reported that MCA President Wee Ka Seong had raised the matter while citing Kuala Lumpur Hawkers and Petty Traders Association Chairperson Ang Say Tee. Wee said that according to Ang, DBKL is considering removing the 3 Chinese characters for Petaling Street from the signage, and the party is against the move. He had argued that it should suffice for signs to comply with existing laws. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.